Hey guys, welcome to a new movie review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new animated film called The Secret Life of Pets. This is not a Pixar film, this is not a DreamWorks animation film. This is done by Illumination Entertainment, who worked on Despicable Me and the Lorax film. So they're pretty much still in the early stages of their company, but so they've made a couple of animated films by now. But in this new movie, The Secret Life of Pets, it's about the concept of what exactly our pets might be doing while we're away at work or while we're away at school or while we're just gone for the day and spending time with family and friends. This movie's all about that. It's all about what dogs might be doing, what cats might be doing, what birds might be doing, what fish might be doing. Any type of pet you can name, it's probably featured in this film at some point. But for the most part, this film focuses on two dogs. One dog who's lived with this young girl in New York City in an apartment room for quite some time. He's used to being the favorite, he used to being the center of attention. This girl loves dogs. And one day, out of the blue, while he's waiting for her to come home, she brings in a new dog. And the older dog doesn't like this new dog at all. They don't get along. They don't want to share space. They don't want to share beds. They don't want to share, food bowls or anything. So it just gets to the point where the two of them have a huge fight, and they end up getting lost in New York City as a result, just because the fight gets that bad. Um, and they lose track of where the apartment is and how to get back. And through the help of other dogs and other pets in the area that are good friends of theirs, they help them get back to the apartment before hopefully their owners and these two dogs' owners come home and realize how suspicious it was of what it was like while the owner was gone for the day and how they possibly got into that huge fight. So basically, they're trying to make sure that the owner doesn't find out about these secret personal lives that they have while they're away at work or school or whatever they're doing for the day. So that's the plot of The Secret Life of Pets. So overall, guys, I like this movie. I wasn't in love with this movie. I know a lot of people really like the trailers for this film just because it really made it look really funny, made it look really intriguing and interesting for this concept. Because we do kind of all think of what our dogs and cats and so forth might be doing while we're away. Um, and the film really does play off of this. It really does play off of what cats and dogs and fish and all of them might potentially be doing while we're away. Sometimes it's things we just assume that they do, and things that, well, maybe they could be doing that we really have no clue that they're doing. Um, so for my positives and negatives of this film, I really like the Kevin Hart rabbit in the film that he played. He's one of the more villainous characters in the movie. Very funny character, very fun character. Definitely, I can see why they picked Kevin Hart for the role. Very energetic, a very energetic role that was voice, I should say, for this role that was required to really make the character work. And Kevin Hart does pull this off. Very fun rabbit character that he played in the movie. I also do really like the concept of pets having a personal life. I think that is interesting. I think it is, like if you don't want your dog sitting on a certain couch in the house, maybe while you're away at work and stuff, they try to, and then the second they come home or you come home, um, they jump off and know that they're not supposed to sit there. So there's small little things like that that I think the film plays off of that are a lot of fun. So I just really like that concept. I do think it is interesting. I think it does set up for a very fun animated film, which this was for the most part. So for that concept, I thought it was very good that this an animation company went through with this idea for this film for that. And I do like the different uses of different pets. The film does emphasize that, maybe dogs have a different kind of personal life than a cat would, or a cat would have a different personal life than a fish would, and, a fish would have a different personal life than a lizard, and all that kind of stuff. So I do like how this film does play off of, what cats might be doing, what dogs might be doing, how it's not just the same animal or different animals doing the same thing, how it really is certain breeds of animals do certain things in their personal life. So that part was also very interesting to me as well. I also did like the growth of these two lead dogs in the film. I think their names are Max and Duke. I do like their growth as characters. I do like how it really didn't feel forced that they became, friends throughout the movie. It really did feel like they really didn't like each other, and through this misadventure that they go on, they become closer. and they bond more as a result. They understand each other better as well. I really do like the growth of these two characters, how they grew as characters throughout the film. I also like how the film plays off of the psychological view of these pets. Going back to the Kevin Hart bunny, I won't spoil it just because I really want you guys to be able to experience the film if you want to see it. But there is a backstory as to why his character is more villainous than maybe some of these other pets are. I like how the film plays off of that psychological viewpoint where, oh, my owner abandoned me, I have to treat everybody like this and do everything, or my owner loves me and I have to view everything like this. And so I do like how the film plays off of the psychological view of, if we do really do love our pets, they're going to feel that love. And if we really are mistreating our pets, they're really going to feel that mistreatment and feel horrible about themselves. So I like how the film does play off of that psychological viewpoint as your pet will only behave as well as you treat them, and if you treat them like a good pet, they will be a good dog or cat or whatever as a result. For my negatives of The Secret Life of Pets, because like I said, this really isn't a Pixar kind of quality film. For my negatives, I do think the film did run out of steam pretty quickly. I think the whole idea of pets having personal lives was kind of put to the side as soon as the film kind of becomes a caper film. It really does feel like they could have put anything in there. There's a certain point in the film where the film is really not even about pets anymore. It's just a story that happens to be pets at one point. And I think that's really too bad because, like I said, the film really does run out of steam when it goes from pets having a personal life to pets being involved in a caper story. So unfortunately, the film does run out of steam after a while. I also thought the ending of this film was very convenient and very rushed. It felt like they put their eggs in one basket and didn't quite figure out how to come to a decent resolution for everything. So as a result, they just kind of throw everything at the screen at once. And it just felt very convenient, very rushed. Wasn't a big fan of how the film wrapped up. It felt very unfinished, actually, I would say. And for those who've seen the original Toy Story, and obviously, it's 2016, so I hope you'd seen the first Toy Story by now. This film does borrow a lot of story structure elements from that movie. So for those who really don't like the idea of Toy Story being basically the story of Toy Story becoming a Pets movie, if that really bothers you, if you really are bothered by the fact that this is not a completely original idea, maybe this film might not be for you just because it really does borrow a lot from that story structure from Toy Story. I also felt like the film was somewhat forgettable too as a result. It really is not a film that even, not even a day later after seeing it, since I reviewed this the same day I saw the movie, it really is. There's really nothing super memorable about it, maybe besides the concept. I'm really not, like I love the Kevin Hart bunny, and I guess I liked the two lead dogs in the movie and stuff too, but I'm really not completely in love with everything in this movie. It really does not have that Pixar quality that they've nailed so far as an animation company. I really feel like Illumination Entertainment is still kind of putting the pieces together of what exactly their animation company is about. So overall, a somewhat forgettable film too. I also don't like how a good majority of the story seems to happen over the course of a day. There is 24 hours in a day, but this film makes one day feel like there's like 100 hours in a day. It really does feel really convenient that almost the whole film takes place over the course of like an afternoon. I think a real play out like this that they went with probably would take about 3 or 4 days to take place altogether. So I really didn't like how the film kind of adjusted to what was going on screen. Really wish they could have done something that make it felt like it was just more than just a day of events. So overall, Secret Life of Pets, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I do think it's a good film. I think if you like the idea of pets having a personal life while the owner is away, I think you'll have fun with the movie. Don't go in, like I said, it's not like a Toy Story. It's not like a Inside Out or anything. It's not like a really huge, prestigious Pixar quality kind of film. But Kevin Hart's bunny is very funny. The concept of the pets having personal lives I thought was very promising. I like the different uses for the different pets that were used in the movie. The growth of the lead two dogs was a lot of fun. The psychological viewpoints of pets I thought was very well realized, but the film does run out of steam pretty quickly. The ending is very convenient and rushed to me. I think the story structure is a little too similar to Toy Story, the first one. It's somewhat forgettable, and I really don't like how the film takes place over the course of one day. So overall, 8 out of 10. It's a good film. I think at this point in time, I would say maybe this is a really good Redbox rental. Like I said, unless if you're really in love with that idea of pets having personal lives, I don't really see an absolute reason why you would have to see this in the theater right now. But like I said, I think it is a fun enough film where it's a promising like $1 Redbox rental. So a good film, but not quite a great film.